Hi, this is a quick tutorial on how to have your students create histograms using Excel. So what you want to do first of all is open up Excel. Now I know this may be the first time that Excel is being used or opened in your student laptops, so I'm going to go start from scratch and we'll see what happens. So Excel in the Start menu. Let's see if this is a student laptop that I am using at the moment. And I'm going to go to the Data tab first of all before I even input anything, because there is a button that I need, that we will need, that your students will need, and currently it's not on here because it just doesn't come default. So what you need to go to first, so what I'm looking for is data, and there's a button over here on the top right in the data analysis that is not there. So what you need to do first of all, have your students go to File, go to Options, and then in the add-ins, click on add-ins, and I clicked on add-ins and nothing's happening. There it is. I need the analysis tool pack, this first one here. Click on that and then click on go. Don't click OK, click go. And then once this new window opens, have them click on both analysis tool pack and analysis tool pack VBA, and then press OK. That's just opening up this new tool that we have here on Excel that does not come standard in the default settings, but if you look now on the right hand side here, now it's there. If for whatever reason that's already there when the student opens up Excel, then they don't need to do this step that we just did. But the step that we just did was to allow us to have access to this data analysis. Alright, so now let's do the actual assignment. The assignment would be, first of all, to have your students input the list of numbers. So I'm going to randomly pick some numbers here from not so high. I'm gonna keep it to within numbers between 1 and 25. Just kind of random numbers here, and I'm gonna maybe pick about 25 numbers. 15, 8, 10, 2, 1. Let's do 11, 23, 21. A couple of more, 10 and 9. Okay, so I got 25 numbers. So they have a list of numbers. Whatever list of numbers the students are given, that's what you're going to be typing into that first column there. Then in my next column, or over on B, it doesn't really matter, column B or column C, is your bin for however you're going to partition this histogram. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go 1 through 5 is going to be 1. So let's partition this by 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So numbers from 1 through 5, numbers from 6 through 10, 11 through 15, 16 through 20, and then finally 21 through 25. And that's my bin. And then what we need to do, so this is so far setting up, inputting all the data numbers and then setting up the bin partitions. Final step that we need to do here now is we're going to go to data. If they're not there, normally the student would be here in the home ribbon. Have them go to the data ribbon. Click now on data analysis. Click on data analysis. In here you'll see an option for histogram. Select histogram and then press OK. The next thing is 3 fields that we need to fill in. The first one is the input range. What data are they grabbing from your spreadsheet? And as the cursor blinks on this first field, have them select A1 through 25 here. So all of those. Then either press OK, enter, or go on to the next field by just clicking on it with your mouse. The bin range is our partitions here for our. Now what you need to select is starting with the word bin all the way down. Now I could have divvied these up by tens or every 3 or every 5, whatever the bin was, but I did it by 5s here. So just select, including the word bin, everything down to the last number in that list. Next, select labels, because you do want labels in our table here that it's going to create a frequency table for us. That's what it's going to do first. And then finally, the output range is where do you want this data to appear. Now here's a tricky thing that may be causing a little problem for some of your students, is when you click on this button, the cursor comes back to the top here. for whatever reason when it should be down here. So make sure you move the cursor down to this field. So when you click output range, move the cursor here, click on that, and then select where do you want this table to show up. I want it to show up over here somewhere on this part of my table, so I'm just going to click here. It doesn't really matter where exactly. You can do here, here. You can even put it down here if you like, but I'm just going to put it here. So E9 is where my table will show up. And then press OK. And as soon as you do that, then your frequency table should pop up. Okay, so it says from my 25 numbers, 2 of them fall between 1 and 5, 8 of them fall between 6 and 11, 8 of them fall between 11 to 15, and so forth. And then the final thing you want to do after you've created a frequency table is now create your histogram. And with this frequency here selection, I'm going to select this column, this set of data here, and go to Insert. And I'm going to make a column, 3D column graph. And that's it. Boom, you have your frequency histogram. Now, you may want to change the horizontal key on the bottom here, and to do that you just need to go over here to select data and click on edit horizontal axis labels, and I'm going to select that to be the 5 through 25 and press OK. That changed. Press OK, and now this tells me the frequency of numbers between 1 and 5, 6 to 10, so forth and so on, with the 3D graph. Alright, I hope that helps, and hopefully your students won't have too much trouble. It's not that difficult. I know it's a lot of steps maybe to try to remember, but once the students do it 2 or 3 times, they nail it, and they really have no much trouble doing with it. Alright, have fun.